Difference between really good business people and really bad business people. Good business people actually value more of their time than they do necessarily getting a like cheaper necessarily thing. So, you know, you burn a huge bridge with, like, we go through hundreds of people to find one or two of these types of people. You try and do the same thing, good luck. That's a lot of time. I never thought that I would be focused on what I am now, which is all about me. And not in a selfish, like, oh, I want, it's all about me. But more on, like, I have so much junk inside of me that if I get it away, stuff that I don't even remember, if I can get it out of my system, then I will be who I truly am, who, no matter who's around. Like this, what we're doing now with all of these people, had this been right when we first met, I would have been like, you know, very, very self-conscious. And now, but that's all because of like past hurts and triggers and things like that, which I'm sure you've like delved into at some point in time and stuff, given your background. Everybody has it, everybody. There's things that I don't even remember that affect me, that if something would pop up that triggers that emotional response, I would act in a certain way, almost helplessly, you know? And so the more that you're able to release and let go of those things that really did help you at the time. You know, for me, it might have been like when my mom left me in the care of strangers or something like that, and it had a huge impact on me. Or it might have been when I got whipped with a belt by one of my mom's boyfriends or something like that. It might have been whatever, I don't know what it is, anything. Something, it could be a car passing by honking, it could be whatever, and I'd be like, you know, and helplessly, like I couldn't, because it triggers whatever that is. And now, as letting that go, and letting all those things go, I'm starting to see that a lot of it's really neat, because like the real me is coming out, and allows me to bless other people with whatever gifts that I have. The people who want that gift, great. People who don't, great. See ya. That's what I'm starting to really dive into now, and it's already helped my business a lot. I had one client, I don't know if I talked about this in one of the previous videos. Oh, I love this. This is what it's so funny, because I used to think I was such a nice guy, and I am, but I am ruthless with what I want, and I will, any of my friends, I will protect to the death. You and I get into a fight with someone, or you do, and whatever, I'm in there till if it's either both of us or none of us. I will be there with you. I never thought I was like that at all until all of this stuff started going away. I had this one client, I'd already done this in the past, but like my old self would have been kind of like regretting and so on. But I had this one client, Dan, I won't say his last name, and I have another client named Dan who's amazing. So do not make, Dan, if you're listening to this, this is not you, Dan. This is a different Dan, okay? This is Dan. Band Dan. He emailed or texted another client of mine and said, did you know that Dean is, you know, he's paying his guys this much and he's charging us this much. Did you know that he's doing that? Like we could be getting these guys for cheaper. obviously, like you go to a staffing agency or whatever, they're going to be you have to make a profit. It's a service, right? I mean, I could go, dude, I can go get a camera, right? A couple hundred, I can go and do, and it's going to be way cheaper, right? I'm not paying for the camera. I'm paying for someone to kick me in the ass to get me on camera, because you and I both know that I would not be doing this by myself at all. Like, it's just not me. I don't care, and so I pay for that. Like, especially since you can choke me out, like literally. I pay for that, you know. So my friend, my other guy who's a client, he's like, yeah, but they get the best of the best, right? And so my friend shares this with me, and so I just already know that at some point in time this guy's going to cut service or do something shady. The good thing is my agreement that they signed is pretty airtight.
Yes, I read through it.
No way, and all of the legal stuff falls on them. They agree that they're going to pay for everything if we come after them legally, which is great. And so he eventually emails his account manager, and she sends it to me, and he basically says, hey, you know, we found some really good candidates with some other companies at about like half the price or whatever it was. With some other companies, and you know, we're just basically gonna cancel service unless you can negotiate your price, you know. And immediately, before I would have been like, oh man, well, I'll be nice about it or whatever. So my account manager tells me this. I immediately just say, just let them know that we're canceling service and but the agreement's still in force. And so she goes and lets him know, just like that. And he then says, oh, can you send me the agreement just so I can look over what I signed? So she sends it, and you can tell he was like, oh shit. Like, I can't steal these guys. I can't poach the guy that I have right now. I can't take the guy, or else I'm going to be legally screwed. And so then he sends an email saying, "Oh, this was just a mistake. How do you say it? It was a miscommunication or whatever, and was saying that he wanted to continue service. That this was all just complete misunderstanding, complete miscommunication." And I told her, "No, tell him no. After this, we're not able to continue service." But you know, once again, the agreement still stands. The other thing was that he was already behind in payments. He was behind in one payment, and so then he's like, "Oh no, okay, well, I'm gonna go pay right now, and so that I can keep going with the service." So he goes and pays, and I told her, refund his money, and tell him, this is thousands of dollars, dude. Refund his money. Tell him we can't continue service, unfortunately, because of this incident. Refunds his money, says the same thing. He loses his VSA. He's up a creek because he basically just literally shot himself in the foot. And he's feeling the pain right now. Go find somewhere else. Go, good luck. Go figure it out. Go get the cheaper route. You're gonna see just how hard what we do is, and you're gonna see what you're missing out. You will never, you know me, you will never be a client ever again. The only way he will ever be a client is if he uses somebody else as like a, and I just don't know about it, but he will never be a client again, ever. So, not a client, but that's the real me. You F with me, or F with my family, or F with my friends. Done. None. And there's no, I'll forgive you, but we ain't doing anything anymore. So those are the things that have come out with this. And cool thing is, I have way better clients. That VSA is now with another client. It actually showed too showed my VSAs what happens if they try to do that type of crap. So it's yep.
What a good example.
Yeah.
He made himself.
Yep.
Now, I read through your terms.
Yeah.
Pretty locked down. No way around it.
So funny. Yeah, we have a lady who actually did do that. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know that we're gonna go after her, but
She's like trying to go up that side door.
she already did. She already tried to do the side door thing and everything like that. Thought she could be sneaky, and she actually got ratted out by because she has a VSA, and she has one that she poached from us, and so the VSA that is still with her ratted on the other one, and so she doesn't know, but she's going to be owing a lot of money.
It's like 30 grand a pop, right?
Yep.
Yeah. These people don't read the agreements or what?
It's funny. It's people do stupid things. That's the thing. Is like it's one of the biggest business principles that I had to learn, because I'll fully admit that I used to suffer from this type of thing of like I can go the cheaper route, or I can do it myself or whatever. The difference between really good business people and really bad business people are good business people actually value more of their time than they do necessarily getting a like cheaper necessarily thing. So, you burn a huge bridge with, like, we go through hundreds of people to find one or two of these types of people. You try and do the same thing, good luck. That's a lot of time. What business owner is going to do that? Like, do you, you could go, when you go and gas up in your car, you could go to the oil refinery, talk to the guy who runs, the gasoline thing, see if you can set up an agreement with him to where you can get oil, or you can get gas at, instead of $5 a gallon, you can get it at $4 a gallon. Like, but you have to drive to the refinery every single time, and it's an hour away to save that money. Does that make sense? No, it's retarded, right? But that's what a lot of people do in order to save a buck. I learned really quickly that I will pay for time. I will pay to have, to not have to worry about something. I don't have to worry about it. Like, you and I could go get that camera. I can sit it right there. I can pretend that you're right here. Yeah. And let everybody here being like, what is this? He's talking to the plant that's behind you. I could do all that. And then what happens? Then I have to go and put that camera away. That takes time for me. I have to take the SD card out, put it in its slot. Then I have to go home, find time to where I go to my office, put the SD card into the thing, upload it. Hopefully I upload it the right way, and then my guys will do something. Like, literally that time, that's even if I have guys, right? Like, it sounds so small and so minuscule, like but it's such, in the same amount of time, I could have already done 2 pieces of content that go out there to my clients and make me more money. I could literally make thousands of dollars. Am I really gonna want to save like a few bucks? No. It's like but so many people think that way, and so that's what she did. She's like, oh, I can save a few $100 a month. Well, little does she know that's gonna cost her, $30,000 plus a month, or $30,000 plus, and she's not even the owner of the business. So he's the one that's going to take the brunt of it. Yeah, it's when you think that way, it leads to the best entrepreneurs And it's not, you don't want to go and just like spend money on frivolous things, but the best entrepreneurs spend money for speed. Everything should be based around speed, time.